Welcome to the FWOT Show on the Coil Entertainment Network, pointing out idiocy one story at a time. I'm Rob Steele, that's Jesus Jones in the background, and what the ever-loving fuck is this? It has been officially announced that Donald Trump is working on a health care bill. Not that'll give people health care. No. This one is to allow health care providers to discriminate against LGBT people and women seeking an abortion. Now, granted, I know a few EMTs, and I don't know any of them who would refuse service to anyone who was injured and needed EMT care. That's just ridiculous. That's why they get into it, to help people. That's their job, and they do it. Do it quite well, I might add. Now, my other question about this is, how exactly are they going to know who is LGBT and who is not? I mean, yeah, there's some cases where I'm going to get into the ambulance in my tutu and I have a broken arm. Can you fix me, please? Sir, that's a bit odd, and I'm going to have to refuse your service because I'm homophobic. What? No. I really don't see this needing to even be a thing. Of course, this is also from the people who shut down the government. Again, setting records. Did you know there were records for this? This is the earliest in a term a president has ever had a full-fledged government shutdown. It is the first time ever when the Republicans have shut down a government while having the presidency, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. All of them. Almost as impressive as the number of people on the GOP who just apparently don't give a f*** about the American people. You see, EMTs get into their position so they can help people, and that's what our government should be doing, and yet they're not. Look around. On the bright side, I suppose there is some good news this week. I am obviously healthier than I have ever been, and I didn't even know it. Unfortunately, I am rather shaped like Donald Trump. However, according to his recent physical, I am about 3 inches taller than I thought I was and 100 pounds lighter. Who knew I had so much in common with two-time American League MVP Mike Trout? I might just try out for a team this year. Brace yourself, Major League Baseball. But speaking of large things where they shouldn't be, yeah, I kind of had to bring this up because it's funny. Chris-Christie, the former governor of New Jersey, tried to go to Newark Airport because he had a flight. He was going, well, frankly, I don't care where he was going. It doesn't matter. And he tried to use the VIP entrance, the one he's been using for 8 years now, where you can skip all the security and all the BS you have to go through to get into an airport these days. And you know what? He got to the VIP entrance and they said, Mr. Christie, you're not a VIP anymore. Get your fat ass to the front door and go in there like everybody else. That's right. You're going to have to take off your shoes. And I laughed because that's funny. And speaking of funny, Aziz Ansari has been in the news lately because the comedian was accused of sexual harassment or assault or any of the other things that the Me Too movement is against. Now, I am all in favor of the Me Too movement. The number of actors and actresses that have come forward and said, I have been sexually assaulted, harassed, abused, whatever, that needs to stop. I'm with you 100%. However, what I was afraid of seems to have happened in this case. Aziz Ansari took a 23-year-old woman on a date. The date ended with some oral sex. Now, afterward, the woman has claimed that she gave subtle hints that she wanted to stop, but didn't, and is now claiming harassment. No, I'm sorry. This is going to have to be one of those things where there needs to be a division. If you want someone to stop, you don't give subtle hints. You don't give physical cues. You say, stop. You say, no. You don't do subtle stuff. There's a lot of times when in the heat of whatever, guys don't notice subtle stuff. You say no, they're going to go, oh, All right, I guess I should stop. Now, the other problem is, I have never heard of a situation like this happening before, where the oral sex was not she doing him. It was him doing her. And maybe he did it really, really badly. I don't know. I wasn't there, and quite frankly, don't tell me. I don't care that much about Aziz. But he did her, which is usually backwards from what I understand. I mean, in harassment cases anyway. I'm not exactly sure how this turned into a sexual harassment thing against him. And, he's apologized. He says he didn't realize that there were cues. Sorry, she seemed to be enjoying it at the time, but I'm wrong. I apologize. You know what, Aziz? I gotta side with him on this. I really do. Now, in the same vein, there have been a lot of women's marches lately, which I love the idea. I really do. I just wish the government would pay more attention to them. I mean, right now, it's great to see how many people are behind the movement, and enough of them that they'll get off the couch and join a march like this. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are interested in these movements that are just kind of, lackadaisical, sit on the couch and watch it happen on TV, but that there are enough people to join the march, I think is spectacular. But I think it would be even better if it did something useful. Right now, it draws a lot of attention to it, but the people who need to be paying attention, that being the government, they're not doing anything. We need people in power to look at what's actually going on and actually listen to the people. For example, 90% of the U.S. want DACA to keep going. 90% want CHIP, keep going. 90% want gun safety laws that work. And 95% of the country don't want that f***ing wall, Don boy. But they're not listening. No one in the government is listening. Why not? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. That's what they're there for. You know what? Let's fall back on a quote here about this whole government shutdown thing, because they're not listening. Let's do the quote. The quote is, "A shutdown falls on the president's lack of leadership. He can't even control his party and get the people together in a room. A shutdown means the president is weak." And who is this quote from? That would be Donnie Ass Clown himself in 2013. Although, I would like to point out that he did keep a campaign promise. He did promise to run this country like he runs his businesses. Straight into the ground. Little bit of tech news to leave you with. iTunes did it again. There was a new update for Windows systems. So you click the button and they download 182 megabytes of iTunes. Now my problem with this, and it has been for years, is that it's too damn big. Winamp, you remember Winamp? That's a 10-year-old program. It does everything iTunes does except access the iTunes store. But that's online. It's not like you're downloading the entire store. Winamp does it prettier, more logically, and at about a tenth of the size. What the hell is wrong with you, Apple? If you have an answer to that, or if you have an answer to why no one in the government listens to the people that they're supposed to be working for, contact me. Send me an email, rob@thefwotshow.com, or head to the website, thefwotshow.com. There's buttons for Facebook and Twitter. You can leave me messages there. You can also subscribe to the show on iTunes or Blueberry or through the Google Play Store. Yeah, I said iTunes. You've got a 182 megabyte update. You can squeeze my show into. You know what? You can also go to the FWOT shop, where you can pick up a t-shirt or a hat or a coffee mug, not just for the FWOT Show, but for any of the other shows on the Coil Entertainment Network. And I'll be honest, I think the best looking shirt we've got right now is the one for the Witching Hour. I just like how it turned out. It's very nice. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with some health news. It is a very important thing that I tell you. It has been in the news a lot lately, but it's something that bears repeating. Don't f***ing eat Tide Pods. For that matter, don't eat any detergent. It's not good for you. And while we're at it, be safe in all the other ways. And seriously, someone please make the idiocy stop.